Hey, welcome back to Ping Pong Flicks. My name is Chris Wong. Today, let's talk about Godzilla. Specifically, Godzilla vs. Megalon. That was back in 1973. We got introduced to the robot Jet Jaguar, including the Megalon monster. But Jet Jaguar was a robot created by two scientists and their kid. To me, I was a huge Ultraman fan. So I saw him as an Ultraman figure. I saw him as like Mirror Man, all those metal heroes. And so it really jived with me. It did not look funny to me at all. He was so cool, Jet Jaguar. And including that Jet Jaguar theme song, man.
Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, yatta de Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar was introduced into our world, but so were the Seatopia people underground who are so sick and tired of humans, of Earth, that they want to bring out a giant cockroach to take over the world. At least I think it was a giant cockroach. This giant creature created by this guy brought him out, called him out to destroy the Earth as we know it. But thank God we got Godzilla to help out. And we don't even see Godzilla till the third act. And he came in like a superhero as Gigan and Megalon started pounding on Jet Jaguar. I think Jet Jaguar could have took out Megalon by himself, but with the Gigan coming in, it was just too impossible. Ending kick, that fight with the team up between Jet Jaguar and Godzilla, and the handshake at the end, it was just so cool as a kid for me, and it still, as today, it is what it is, and I appreciate it for what it was. That was Godzilla versus Megalon. I got this written by one of my viewers. They suggested Jet Jaguar in the comments when I did that Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla versus Mechakong, and I was like, how did I forget about him? Of course, Jet Jaguar. If anything, if any human being would try to replicate a monster or try to make something to take care of giant monsters a la Pacific Rim style, then Jet Jaguar would be the one, right? So I scoured online for fan art of people who were doing this, and boom, I got this image. This is incredible stuff. This is from DeviantArt. Unfortunately, there's no artist name on the bottom here so they can see it, but it's right there is Kiryu and Jet Jaguar in a probably rotoscoped over the actual Pacific Rim scene. This looks fantastic. I mean, I could actually imagine something like this down the line. And then I kept looking on different designs of Jet Jaguar, and people are really creative in how they do this stuff. Jet Jaguar, I guess this artist's name was Dio Vega. Incredible artwork, dude. This is awesome stuff. Apparently he's killing a kaiju here from the Pacific Rim series. So I'm not saying that the Pacific Rim is going to be part of the canon of Godzilla, because I think there's going to be a lot of changes that need to be made in order for it to work together. Yes, the primary company for both of these is Warner Brothers, but subsidiaries, but I don't know if it's going to work, especially the story they're telling with Pacific Rim, unless they make some drastic changes in Pacific Rim Uprising to point that to effect. Now, it could be where we're being blinded all along, and in Pacific Rim they're going to allude to something in the Monsterverse later on and completely throw us off guard. M. Night Shyamalan did something similar with Split. If you never watched Split, I challenge you to watch it, and it actually brings back a character from his previous films, making it a shared universe. So and that's something that he completely took away from the test screening, so nobody knew about it until people actually went into the theaters. And I haven't even looked into it until I finally watched the movie up to the last ending, was completely blown away how he's able to do that. Now, I'm not saying Pacific Rim will do that. I'm not saying Godzilla will do that. But if they do that, there are some possibilities at play in order to pull it together. Of course, Pacific Rim is in the future, and Godzilla is within the past. So we'll have to see what happens in Pacific Rim Uprising. But that doesn't mean they cannot add a Pacific Rim aspect to this Godzilla Monsterverse later on, as the humans are sick and tired of kaijus, of Godzilla, Kong rampaging through the city. Of course, they're fighting each other, but at the cost of what? The collateral damage is phenomenally crazy, and it would be nuts if the humans aren't thinking of trying to get rid of all of them. So they create Jet Jaguar. Whether it's Jet Jaguar is going to be controlled or not, these designs are coming from Larry Kwok. He makes some amazing, more towards anime-ish, so I don't see it going that way if they're going to make a realistic version of it, but I could see something more along the lines of this or this as actually more probably pertinent to how the designs will be of in this day and age. Something Pacific Rim-ish, but for Godzilla the Monsterverse team. So, and then of course, oh, someone just they just completely threw in Jet Jaguar. That's like it's cross between Striker and Gypsy Danger, I think, for Pacific Rim. But notice here they also have Megalon in here. It's part of it. So if they were gonna make, there is another one: Jet Jaguar, Pacific Rim, Japan Striker. And yeah, I don't know if this will ever happen. Not Jet Jaguar, Gypsy Danger and Godzilla, but a lot of imagination there. A lot of people are wanting it or eager for it, hungry for it. So you never know. You never know if the people are hungry for it. The students might see a good make money, a lot of money back for it, but it has to make sense in that way. It can't just be thrown in for the heck of it. But I like to see something like this maybe in the future. It doesn't necessarily be Gypsy Danger, but could be Jet Jaguar. Of course, with Jet Jaguar being reworked and done, I want to see Gigan and Megalodon be reworked into a more realistic take, more genuinely scary. Now, the Final Wars Gigan was the most recent Gigan we've ever seen, and he was crazy looking. He was scary. I give it that. But very alien, and a lot of aspects to him that wouldn't quite match up for what Hollywood will probably do. Not that I wouldn't want to do that, but Hollywood always changes it up. They always have to put some thought into it, like where would this come from? If this came from the underground, we'll have to have aspects of underground. You know, they go really into detail and things that people don't even look at or even think about when they're creating the monsters. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, these creatures are from underground already. Seatopia, at least I think that's what the name, but it was already from underground. So as we already know, in Kong Skull Island, the Earth is hollow. Now, the Earth is hollow because there's monsters around, but who to say there weren't beings underground, like Atlantis or other human-type people down there, underground dwellers who have their own civilization, their own technology, and possibly creating monsters of their own to take over the Earth so they can come back up to the surface. And that's where Megalon would come in. Now, someone also did a Gigan type Muto Gigan kind of feel. It looks like they really just stretched the Muto out. And yeah, Muto had some aspects of that cockroach type Megalon or Gigan type creature to it, but I really want to see something more almost close to the Japanese version. Doesn't have to be a complete absolutely 100% perfect, but I would like it so that if anybody will look at this as, hey, that's like a Gigan, you know, that's like a Godzilla, and it doesn't necessarily look, you know, point per point or every part of it to look like him, but just the way you look at it, and just by telling, you can tell by what creature it is right off the bat, without having to be so nitty-gritty on the details, you know, something like that. And some of these designs, especially Larry Kwok, is some crazy, awesome looking creature effects here, and I can't wait to see if they ever make a great Hollywoodized version of it. And now with Godzilla King of the Monsters coming, Godzilla vs. King Kong, I mean, the possibilities are just over the roof, over the moon. I cannot wait to see more coming down. And I think there's going to be huge box office draw as the kaiju universe, the Monsterverse, is finally back. And I cannot wait to see what they do next. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a possibility of a Jet Jaguar resurfacing himself? It doesn't have to be that weird quirky AI robot. It could just be controlled by humans. There could be cockpits or two people controlling it, just like Pacific Rim. But I think that would be a cool name for it. It does make sense in this post-Pacific Rim age where people can call a robot Striker, they can call a robot Gypsy Danger. Why can't they call a robot Jet Jaguar? Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you are excited as much as I am for this Monsterverse and the possibilities of what's to come, and hopefully to see our classic awesome monsters like Anguirus, Viran, Baragon, Mothra, Jet Jaguar, all these monsters come back on screen Hollywood style, and then get ready for the Japanese one at the same time. Alright guys, have a great week. Have a good night. Thanks.